November 17th, 2019. Joe here at Simple Life Show. SimpleLifeRemedy.org is the website. Appreciate everybody for joining me today. It's been a while since I've actually done a video. The impeachment hearings have been going on, and I've been trying to keep track of that and all that kind of stuff. And I haven't been really feeling that great lately. I've been having a lot of muscular issues and so forth, so that sometimes happens. Trying to get my body back in shape, and it's just getting really hard to do that. I did run across this story earlier today. It's about Bigfoot, and Bigfoot seems to be in the news every so often. Someone catches some sort of glimpse of some sort of hairy monster in the woods or something like that. If you don't really know too much about the legend of Bigfoot, it actually started out in 1958 in Humboldt County. And this happened just simply because some people say that there was a lot of people, the loggers, I guess, in the Humboldt County were kind of messing around, and maybe they had found a footprint or something like that. And they thought that maybe there might be some wild animal that was messing around with the machinery, causing havoc and so forth like that. So they had done this report. It was kind of a joke to start off with, but it turned into a legend. And so it actually goes a little bit further back. I mean, if you look at some of the Native American tribes, I guess, in Canada, they had some stuff where they were talking about something called it wasn't specifically called a sasquatch. They had another name for it, but the Bigfoot legend has been going around for the better part of 60, 70 years or so. So every so often, I believe there was a video. I don't have that video of the first major sighting of Bigfoot. I think it was in the mid to late 60s. It was kind of a grainy image. You probably know which one I'm talking about, where this huge beast-like creature walking on two legs, walking across the California shoreline, and of course you remember where it kind of looked at the photographer, the videographer, whatever you want to call him, who took that video. I'm not exactly sure if it's something. There's a lot of speculation about what Bigfoot really is. Some say that Bigfoot is the missing link. Some say that Bigfoot is just simply, another type of ape that we haven't discovered yet. I mean, if you really think about it, it's really kind of hard to buy that kind of explanation, because there's not too many places in this world that we haven't explored besides some of the deepest oceans. I know there's a lot of different weird creatures lurking in, like the Marianas Trench and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that we haven't actually explored. So the ocean is all up for grabs as far as exploration, because we just simply don't have the technology yet to reach some of these places. And I guess we kind of do in some ways or another. But as far as like really mapping out the ocean floor, there's still a lot of work to be done. But this is about Bigfoot. And Bigfoot, I believe, would probably land in some of the similar categories of Loch Ness Monster. I'm not going to say unicorn or anything like that, because there might be some horses out there that have, some horns on their heads. I wouldn't say they're magical, and I guess they definitely wouldn't fly like Pegasus or anything like that. But there are a lot of conjectures and a lot of opinions on what Bigfoot is. So this. And of course, this Bigfoot thing really has gone into the national consciousness. Of course, it's not something that you hear people talk about all the time, but we have had movies about Bigfoot and those types of things. I believe even X-Files had a few of their episodes about this type of creature as well. Of course, we see Harry and the Hendersons as well. Beloved movie. I would consider a cult classic as well. So anyway, there is another video supposedly of another sighting of Bigfoot. Now, this is kind of another grainy film. It's shot at night. It's from a whole bunch of little kids, I guess, that were running around the woods. I'm not exactly sure what they were doing out there, but I mean, I'm going to go ahead and play this, and you can decide, I guess, what you think this might be, and we'll discuss it afterwards. 1 second.
Dude, what is that?
I don't know.
Shh, shh, shh. What's the... Oh my gosh! Oh! Help! Oh my gosh!
So basically,
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of rewind that back to where this kid actually saw this thing coming at him here. Let me see. Where is that? And I'll go ahead and stop it when it I'll just go ahead and play it again, honestly. Hold on for
That...
I don't know.
Shh, shh, shh. What's the... Oh my gosh! Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh! Help! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh! Help! Oh my god! Okay, so that clip is via the dailystar.co.uk. Now, while I wouldn't consider dailystar.co.uk a satire website, I believe that they don't really take news very seriously. I think that they're kind of like the National Enquirer, stuff like that, stuff that's kind of bizarre. It may be true, it may not be true. It's kind of the junk food of the internet. So I have watched this clip several times, and what I really believe what's going on here is I think it's a hoax, honestly. Yeah, sure, you know, the and I'll actually go back here to where you can actually see this thing a little bit better. Hold on for a second. I will pause it right when you can see it. All right, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's you know, there might be something going on with makeup and a lot of prosthetics and a lot of stuff like that. The fact of the matter is that there is a lot of people, at least in 2019, that are trying to go viral. I mean, it's something that is really, people are really addicted to it. People want their 15 minutes of fame, and I get that. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. And if it's a hoax, if it's a hoax, which I believe it is, it's not a bad hoax. I mean, it actually looks pretty real, you know. But then, you know, of course, we are living in 2019. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can use to make stuff look very real. A couple problems I have with this video. Number one, why are the little kids out there just walking around the woods, right, and shooting their camera in the right location for this thing to come charging at them? Number one. Number two, this thing looks pretty fit, okay? These are probably maybe 13, 14-year-old kids, and once the kids start screaming, it's almost to me, I don't really fear. I really don't feel that I feel the fear in his voice. I think it sounds extremely staged. I think that it sounds forced. He doesn't sound extremely terrified. I've been around people that were extremely terrified. I've been terrified myself. I've been in similar situations. I've dealt with paranormal stuff, and I guess you could call this paranormal if it's actually in fact true, because it's outside the normal. It's paranormal. So I have personally dealt with paranormal stuff, and I remember being terrified, and I never sounded like this. I didn't, you know, it's one of those things where if you get really scared and you it's almost like you just come out of your body in a lot of ways. I think that if something like that really, really happened, I think that the fear that would be going through someone's body would probably paralyze them, honestly. We have what's called a fight or flight. And of course, you know, being paralyzed in fear is a real thing. Normally your body would want to do one of two things, either fight or flight. I'm just not buying it. It just, it's, if something like that was actually coming at you, then, the kid's probably only going to be able to run so fast, and he's not going to be able to outrun something like that. And if it really did, if something was like that and actually looked like that, it'd probably just clobber him and eat him or whatever, but that's just my personal point of view. If you want to actually watch the video, I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, it's interesting nonetheless. If it's a hoax, it's a decent hoax. It's a decent attempt, and it got the job done. So until next time, this is Joe with Simple Life. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.